Admiring the shiny axe, Theo felt pleased, knowing he had brought something top-notch for the chairman. This item was identified by the system as Great Warrior Wukka's throwing hatchet, crafted by the legendary dwarf warrior Wukka. Thanks to its well-balanced design, this throwing hatchet has high impact and can be hurled farther. The hatchet blade is made of mithril, allowing it to maintain sharpness for an extended period. Some usage restrictions include the user must be above level 20, with strength over 15 and mana above 15. The manufacturer is Wukka the Blacksmith, also known as a member of the Redstone Dwarf tribe. The item is rated A, and its skills include Wood Split Level 1, enabling the user to split wood more easily and efficiently with less force by striking along the grain. At Retrieval Level 3, the user can have a thrown hatchet return within 10 seconds from up to 300 meters away. Wow! Examining it in his hands, Sejun wondered how he would use its skills now. The item's name sounded so impressive, Great Warrior Wukka's throwing hatchet. At that moment, Black Rabbit was caught tightly by a corrupted ent, unable to use his hammer and frantically calling for help with constant piak. The farmer, too far away, hesitated for a second before forcefully gripping the hatchet handle with his right hand. There was no time left. He had to try. Sejun flung the hatchet with all his might, so hard that his straw hat flew off. The hatchet spun steadily in midair, flipping multiple times before slicing past the smaller corrupted ents and embedding itself into the one holding Mook captive. A sharp crack rang out as the tree split cleanly in half, freeing the Black Rabbit instantly. The system immediately alerted. You have attacked a corrupted ent. Attack increased by 1.5 points. Wood Split Level 1 activated. You have successfully split wood. It turned out corrupted ents were counted as a type of wood for splitting. The hatchet lodged right in the middle of the carnivorous tree's eye, creating a fracture that made it shriek in pain. In a split second, its massive trunk split into two, crashing down with heavy thuds. Black Rabbit had just landed and couldn't even assist before the job was already done. The noise was so loud that the red bear mother and cub fighting nearby turned their heads to look. One of the dead corrupted ents crushed several smaller ones nearby, flattening them completely on the ground. Even Kwong couldn't believe his eyes. Lord Sejun split that tree in half with just one strike? Not even the bear mother could do that, so it was natural to be suspicious. But Kwong was already shouting in excitement, "Wow, Dad, you're amazing!" The red bear cub clenched its fists and praised endlessly. Dad is no longer the weakling who runs away. His joy soared, reaching its peak, fueling his limbs to move even faster. Charging into a swarm of corrupted ents, Kwong pounded on the enemies with rapid thud-thud sounds. His dad had gone from a weakling to a weakling who could defeat a corrupted ent. Kwong felt absolutely thrilled. His arms and legs moved at full capacity, as if he were singing and dancing in celebration of his dad, rather than fighting monsters. Even Sejun was amazed at his own handiwork. Holding onto his straw hat firmly, he placed it back on his head without taking his eyes off the scene before him. Wow, what incredible power! Just as expected from the item's name, huh? The system then popped up to congratulate him. You have defeated a corrupted ent's large branch scout. You have earned 500 experience points. Sejun clenched his fists in excitement, just like Kwong. The hatchet could easily split a large branch scout of the corrupted ent. And who brought the item back? Sejun lifted the orange cat, ignoring its squirming, and planted kisses all over its head. Theo, this little orange cat is pretty. Never before had the chairman acted like this, even during a battle. Let me go. This is a fight, not cuddle time. Before Theo could finish, the two of them noticed a massive shadow closing in, while Sejun's face was still buried in Theo's fur. A giant corrupted ent was leaping to squash them in a matter of seconds. Confidently, Sejun raised his hand and commanded, "Retrieve!" The hatchet lodged in the tree's trunk twitched as if it had ears, wriggling its handle free before spinning rapidly, just like when it was thrown. The hatchet gleamed as it sliced through the tree with a loud crash before neatly landing back in Sejun's hand with a crisp snap. He gripped the weapon as if he had practiced this move dozens of times, all while holding the cat tightly with his other arm. Seeing the corrupted ent crash to the ground, Theo finally understood why the chairman had been smothering him with kisses. Both man and cat beamed with joy. There was nothing left to fear from these shriveled, corrupted ents. Facing them head-on, Sejun taunted, "You're all going to die. I'll show you the real strength of a tower farmer from now on." With Theo perched firmly on his straw hat and claws ready, they prepared for battle. Chairman Park, I'll back you up. Meow. Let's go, Theo the Mighty. With claws outstretched, Theo charged alongside Sejun, both filled with excitement and not an ounce of fear towards those glowing red eyes. The battle had only just begun. Who knows how much time passed, but piles of rotting wood were stacked everywhere, carved from the fallen corrupted Ents. The Minotaurs had arrived to help with the cleanup, using large hatchets to chop the corrupted Ents into pieces, like winter firewood. Some even swept the area clean, while the original fighters had already descended into the prehistoric cave. Sir Sejun, we're almost done cleaning up, moo. I'm off to plow the fields now, moo. A Minotaur shouted down from above as Sejun splashed water on his face after a long day of fighting. With their massive size, the Minotaurs had finished the work faster than expected. Sejun wiped his face and smiled gratefully. Take it easy. Then he slumped down onto a rock behind him, groaning, "Oh, my body. My entire body aches after fighting all night." He looked more like a worn-out old man than a young fighter. Clearly, combat was more exhausting than he had anticipated. With some free time on his hands, Sejun opened his status window to check his current state. Seeing level 25 next to his name made him overjoyed. He had leveled up quickly without even realizing it. Now that he noticed, his talent description read, "Easygoing criminal, friend of nature, and landowner." Aside from being a C-rank tower farmer, his stats like strength, endurance, agility, and mana hovered around 13 to 17. Not much difference, but they were the result of his hard work. What excited Sejun even more was that several skills had leveled up significantly. Seed sowing and harvesting and beekeeping were now at level 4, while cooking was at level 3. The seed storage and gathering skills were at level 2, with rain and thunder still lagging behind at level 1. But that was more than enough to make Sejun so happy he hugged himself shyly. Who would have thought I, an easygoing criminal, would have such an awesome status window? I'm doing pretty great, huh? Park Sejun, I'm proud of you. I even want to kiss myself. Just then a notification popped up saying, "Me too," right in front of his face, making him turn around in surprise as it blurred into a long "ah" sound. What's wrong, Aileen? What did you just say? The message board shook like crazy, leaving Sejun puzzled. It was quickly replaced by 2 other notifications, one from the tower manager saying there was nothing to worry about, and another suggesting there might be a system error with the status window. If you say so, Sejun muttered, still feeling something was off. The system and status window had never had issues before, right? Scratching his face in confusion, he decided to rest a bit longer before heading back to the fields. Meanwhile, the Rabbit clan had already started their daily farming chores, carefully watering rows of cherry tomatoes. While everyone else was busy working, this was the leisure time for the traveling merchant cat. Theo strolled to the end of the cave, waving a paw. "Hello, you must be Flame. I've heard about you from Sir Sejun." The little spirit standing by the apple tree had grown a bit taller and obediently greeted Sir Theo, only to be swatted on the head by the cat. "Wow, I really can't hug you, can I? So interesting, huh?" Theo's tail flicked enthusiastically as Flame dodged quickly. Annoyed by the cat's persistent teasing, the spirit flicked a spark right at Theo's chest, making him jump back in shock. Meow! It was Flame fighting back. The little spirit backed up against the apple tree, shouting, "Please don't touch me, please don't." Theo almost got his fluffy fur singed and quickly retreated, watching the sprout-like leaves as if they were ready to spit out more fire. So cool. The fire shoots out from Flame's leaves. "Sorry, I won't tease you like that again." Spirits don't hold grudges. Although she crossed her arms and pouted, she was content with the apology. All she did was huff. Theo then pulled out a plump fish from his spatial pouch and gently asked, "Can you grill this fish for me? I want to eat grilled fish, but Sir Sejun is too busy to cook it for me." Flame immediately perked up, no longer upset. She cheered, "That's easy peasy." With a quick flick of her arm, a flame shot from the sprout on the apple tree, sticking to the fish and making it sizzle as if it had been drenched in oil. Theo nearly jumped out of his fur in shock, dropping the fish. When he picked it up again, the fire was gone, leaving behind perfectly cooked, delicious-smelling fish. "Oh wow, this is amazing, so fresh and tasty. Yum yum." Watching the cat happily munch on the fish, tail wagging back and forth, Flame felt delighted too. She was both helpful and praised by others, so she stood there with her arms crossed, giggling softly. As Theo was enjoying his snack, the chairman approached, reminding, "Theo, Don't bully Flame too much, Theo mumbled with his mouth full. I didn't. See, she even grilled fish for me, see. Seeing the perfectly cooked fish in the fat cat's paws, Sejun smiled. I'm so proud of you, Flame. The little spirit looked like she was about to dance with joy, beaming and saying, It's nothing, really. Suddenly, an unfamiliar notification popped up, something Sejun had never seen before. The cooldown time of Growth Promoter Level 1 is over. Oh, Sejun remembered it was referring to the skill of his straw hat. Perfect timing. He knelt down beside Flame and gently asked, Can I use my growth enhancement skill on you? The little spirit was surprised. Are you really going to use such a precious skill on me? Of course. You're still small now, so you need to grow quickly and become a strong tree. Flame bowed deeply in agreement. Then I'll gladly accept it. Sejun was pleased with the spirit's polite and cute demeanor. You're so polite and adorable, Flame. Raising his hand above the apple sapling, Sejun saw a light spreading from it, covering the young tree, a sign that the growth enhancement level 1 was working. As he waited, he wondered, should I try using half the power meant for a crop harvest? But unexpectedly, the system notified him that the apple tree had immense growth potential. Use the growth enhancement power of 10 crop harvests on the apple tree. Ah, does that mean using all of it? Before Sejun could decide whether to accept or decline, he was pulled toward the sapling by a force. The tree bathed in golden light, its leaves spinning gently, while Sejun had to brace himself against his knees to avoid being dragged forward. The light grew even stronger than before, as 10 times the power was funneled into the tree. Sejun gritted his teeth in worry. Why does it feel like my mana is being completely drained? But the result came quickly. The apple tree had grown into a young tree with several distinct branches. The skill had a profound effect on it, and Flame had grown a bit bigger too. Wow, Master Sejun, look at me. My body is full of energy. Flame cheered excitedly. But Sejun wasn't in the mood to celebrate with her. He collapsed backward like someone drained of life, scaring both the spirit and the cat. What's wrong, Sir Sejun? Are you okay? Is it because you used your power on me? Flame asked anxiously. Though his eyes were sunken and he looked exhausted, Sejun quickly denied it. No, I'm just worn out from fighting those corrupted Ents earlier. Everything's fine, I'm just a little dizzy. Seeing this, Flame clasped her hands together earnestly. Master, in that case, let me help ease your fatigue. Sejun was surprised. Could an apple tree really help relieve exhaustion? Without saying a word, she gently brought her hands together and bowed her head in silence. Suddenly, a white flame flared up, surrounding the apple tree behind the spirit. As she pointed forward, the flames coiled into a ribbon, floating like a gentle stream, slowly wrapping around Sejun. He was a bit startled at first, but the flames weren't hot, so his fear quickly faded. Instead of burning him, he felt a strange sensation as if cool water was flowing through every pore in his body. Looking down at his hands in confusion, he wondered aloud, What's this? Why do I feel so light all of a sudden? Is it because of this white flame? Seeing Sejun enveloped in flames, Theo was terrified. Sir Sejun is on fire! The cat dared not to approach, but the farmer soon understood when the system chimed. You have been enveloped by purifying flames. Benefits last for 3 hours. The purifying flames will burn away impurities and improve your physical condition. Oh, this is amazing. Purifying flames, huh? Flame, you're incredible. What a wonderful magic tree. The little spirit giggled happily. I'm so glad I could help you, Master. Sejun's curiosity grew and he asked, Do you have any other abilities? To his surprise, Flame nodded eagerly. Of course, I do. She raised her tiny finger and started listing them. Besides the purifying flames I just used, there's also the friendship flame. The friendship flame lets you control fire for a while or enhance the power of flames. What? Sejun gaped in disbelief, pointing at himself. So I can use your abilities too? Just the thought of it excited him. He began calculating how effective this power would be against the corrupted Ents in the future. Sejun was determined to deal with them thoroughly. Suddenly, Theo climbed onto him, urgently tugging at his attention. The cat was only now remembering something important and started shaking him while blurting out, Don't just focus on Flame. Look at me too, meow. I have some important news to share. Meow, someone named Han Sejun has discovered you're not on the 40th floor, meow. What? Sejun's face went blank, unable to process what he had just heard. A second later, his jaw dropped in shock as he asked again, What did you just say?